Hey YouTube, it's Matt with Olympus Reptiles, and today I'm going to talk about something that is, well, I think very real for a lot of people. I know it was for me, and that is facing your fears. So maybe this is your fear. Maybe you're afraid of venomous snakes. This is not a video about facing that, okay? This is just a little bit of eye candy, but we did want to show you how well she's growing, and we're going to put her back. But this is a video that is more about facing your fears of yourself, usually, and failure, right? We're all afraid of failure. I know that's one of my biggest fears in life. So come on, baby girl. We're not really talking about you today. Plus, there's no reason to be afraid of her. She's a sweetheart. So what I mean by being afraid of failure is, maybe you're looking at going to the ball python business or the hobby, and you're going to have this moment where you think, really? I can't do this. It's going to come. If it doesn't come for you, hey, that is awesome. It did for me, when I first started. And this was predates having a partner or anything like that. But there's always a moment, I think, in most people when you stretch out into something new where you're going to be afraid of two things. One of them is very obvious. One of them is not obvious. You're likely going to be afraid of failure. That's obvious. What if I can't do it? What if I suck at it? What if my biggest thing was after killing my first clutch of babies, what if I just always have this happen? What if I can never do this successfully? And my, not negligence, my inexperience, I guess would be the better word, causes these animals to perish before they're even born. And then I had also, is it fair to do this? I had all these doubts that I had to get past to start breeding, to let this grow to where it is now. And then, I've had to face my fear again that I'm in the process of doing. And this idea came today because I had a dentist appointment, and I don't know about you, but if you never faced your fear, the dentist is one of mine. I hate going to the dentist. So every time I go to the dentist, I have to suck it up, make myself not 6 years old anymore, realize I'm an adult man, and I should be able to go to the dentist and not, piss myself. So, which I never have pissed myself at the dentist for the record, but that type of fear, right? The type of fear, why I'm afraid of the dentist, I don't know. I think it's the smells when they do some work, or it's the feeling of the shit on your teeth or the scraping. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. And I have to think the entire time, don't bite this poor guy whose finger is in my mouth. He's actually pretty nice people. My dentist office is cool. They're really nice folks in there. But it causes me lots of apprehension, and I have to walk in there and face that fear, just like some of you would have to face that gaboon viper in a zoo or on this table out and about and be afraid and still deal with it. That fear of failure is kind of the same thing. You have to choose to face that fear or not. And if you can't face it, this is a little bit of a moment of truth, right? If you decide you can't face that fear, then don't do this. You're not going to succeed. If you can't face the fear and the possibility of failing, you're in the wrong business, man. You are. There's going to be small failures, and there's always a chance of major failures. They're there. I can tell you people who we've had who have failed miserably, right? Because of whatever happened in life. Sometimes it's out of their control. Sometimes it's natural events. Sometimes it's relationships falling apart. Sometimes it's whatever can cause it. But you have to be okay with that fear. Then you can move forward. The other thing that you have to be fearful of is your success. And that's a little harder to grasp. People are like, why would I be afraid of succeeding? Why would I be afraid of doing well? Well, right now my fear is of both failure and also of success. I am terrified of both of those things right now, which doesn't make a lot of sense. Well, let me explain. Everything we're doing at this point in time, everything I'm doing anyway, is gearing up to leave something that I've known for my entire adult life, to go into something that I'm going to be putting most of my faith in to support myself and my family. I'm fearful I will fail at that, okay? But I'm also afraid to be successful. Why would I be afraid to be successful? Well, because, if you're successful, it takes more I have to go all in. I have to leave that job. In order to say I believe in my own success and not be terrified of what ifs, I have to leave what I currently do to have the time. When you do that, you no longer have an excuse, right? I will not have an excuse as to why I can't have more, or why I can't do this, or why I can't do that, because you're going to jump off in the deep end. You're going to get rid of the biggest time sucker that you have, which is me working for somebody else, to now do this for me and my business partner. This will be the main thing that I do, along with I'll have another side gig still that I'll work through there as well. But with this being able to be pushed forward, I'm kind of afraid of being successful, right? Because I know I can do it. The concept's here. We've been successful, but the fear is pushing it full term and leaving what I know. And then if I'm successful, why didn't I do it earlier, Or maybe I'm going to be successful and have to ask myself, do I want to grow more? There's going to be a limit on how far I want to go. So yes, I am afraid of both. I'm comfortable in the middle. I'm terrified of either end. And that's a moment of kind of truth that I have. Now, am I afraid of the results of being successful? No, nobody's afraid of the results. Hey, if I'm successful and I'm paying my bills off snakes and, I'm living the same life I currently live off just reptiles, I'm not afraid of that. That would be awesome. But I am terrified of, can I do it? Or if I can do it, what's that look like? How much time does that take? How much am I really have to put into it? Which is a lot. And so I'm afraid of pushing that gas pedal down. So that's kind of what I wanted to share with you today, is a lot of thoughts I was having when there was this guy scraping on my molars. And this was how I kept myself from punching him in the face, because it was really something I don't like. Nice gentleman, sorry if you watch this. I promise I'm always going to be good in there. But it is terrifying. So that is what I am afraid of. I'm afraid of failing. I'm also afraid of succeeding. And it's amazing because sometimes I'm not afraid of anything. When I have, you're in shed. Why is everybody in shed right now? You'll bite me. You will not probably bite me. When I have an animal like this, that I can take out and I can play with, and I can see what I've created, then I don't have that fear anymore. It makes sense. This makes everything kind of make sense to me what I'm doing. But it doesn't mean that when this is away and I'm sitting there thinking to myself, and I'm working at my normal job, I'm thinking, man, it'd be so much easier just to keep doing this, and I know I can do it. I know I can do it for another 10 years, and then I can leave and I can already get paid, and I won't have anything to worry about, and it's just comfortable, simple, and all of that. But if I don't take that leap and I don't get over those fears, well, then what's life about, right? So Kurt, what do you think? You've ran a few different businesses. Woo! Scared her. Any thoughts on that?
Yeah, sometimes you have to take a leap of faith.
You do.
And sometimes that'll kind of push you into, maybe going the extra little bit that you needed to, but you always kind of you're comfortable and you're like, well, I don't have time, or I don't have this, or, I can do that, later.
Right. And that's pretty much bang on what I'm talking about. When this is the only thing you got, it's going to be 100% in. And I came to the realization, if I'm being honest, probably a year ago, maybe a little longer, that what is here can't expand very much from where it's at. I got room, man. There's an empty wall there, an empty wall there. I've got room to run, 100 clutches a year out of here. I do. The room's here. I have to add some more incubators and find some more space for babies. Those are pretty minor problems that I can address. But I can't do that without taking that leap. I have to take that leap to do that. So then it kind of became, well, when can I take that leap? When is it possible to do that? And that's when I'm doing it. So yeah, that's exactly it. A leap of faith. Now, when you've taken those leaps of faith, did you find it at all terrifying, or?
Yeah, because I own my own business and I had it for almost 2 years.
Yep.
And it didn't work out, and I lost a bunch of money and a lot of time. But I'd do it again.
Well, it's good because we're doing it now. Yeah, and I wasn't even thinking about that. I was thinking about those moments in life. But yeah, it is a little bit terrifying. It is a little bit like, especially if you're somebody like me, who his entire working life, since he's been an adult, I mean, I worked for some other places when I was younger, has been government type work. Like I've worked in government, which is about the most stable field you can work in, right? You know, we don't have a product to sell. We don't have a quota to meet. We really don't, I promise. I know you all think I do. There is no quota, thank God. I just do my work and that's it. Try not to get sued, you know? And if I do get sued, make sure I was doing things right. So when I get sued, I'm not going to have to worry about it. But that's pretty much government work in a nutshell. I mean, there's a lot of knowledge that comes with it, a lot of cool stuff, but there's not this risk of, hey, if we're not making sales, the business falls. Or if we don't make enough money, you know, I can't do this. It's a very steady paycheck. There's no commission base. There's no nothing. It's just but there's also a top level at that. You know, there's a point where you're kind of done, unless you want to do other things, which I don't. So it is time to go out on my own. Well, not on my own, away from government work. I'll obviously have a partner and do this with what my vision became approximately 3 years ago for this, or 4 years ago, kind of when this place came to realization, what my vision was, what I thought I could do. It's time to do it, right? It's time to put up or shut up. And so you're going to start seeing us move in that direction. You're going to start seeing, hopefully, some more equipment in here very, very soon. You're going to start seeing, I still don't have more time. That'll be a self-correcting problem in about a little under 2 years. That'll all of a sudden have a lot more time. And I can really be more flexible with when and what I do. I'll be able to ship any day of the week instead of just one day of the week. I'll be able to travel more if I need to for shows. I'll be able to produce more. We'll be able to produce more videos. I'll be able to do more lives. I'll be able to push all of those things to the way that I think they ought to be done and not like they are now, which is not quite 100%, but we're going to get there. So that's what I really got. So what I want to talk about is, I'm having to get over my fear. So if you could click like and subscribe, that'd be really helpful. Tells me I'm on the right path, right? No, I'm just kidding. I don't really care at this point on this video. But I hope if you get into this, when you come to that point where you're fearful of can you do it, you know, or what can you do, you can do what you want. You just got to get over that hump. You know, you can grow it as much as you want. You can keep it whatever level you want. You can breed as just a hobby, but you're going to have to, at some point, probably get past a fear of failing. And it's been said, we talked about in another video, you're going to learn more from your failures anyway. So I learned more from my failures in this hobby than my successes. You know, my successes, all your successes ever teach you is that you're doing the things right. You know, you do it and it's successful, well, you must have done it right. It doesn't push you forward. Success doesn't push you forward. Failure does. Failure shows you what you did wrong and lets you do better. So don't be afraid of failing. You'll get past it. You'll do fine. Curting, you want to add?
No.
So failure, success, don't be afraid. Go seize the day. I believe in Latin that's carpe diem, but that's been on every sorority tattoo for the last 10 years. So we're not going to use that in the title because it's overplayed. All right, guys, thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.